Hey, hello there guys, my name is Vannaka and welcome to a new video. I have been playing old school RuneScape in free-to-play for quite a while now, and I realized that some items are pretty much useless and could really use an upgrade. Now, don't get me wrong, not all items need an upgrade necessarily, and I'm not saying that these upgrades should change the complete free-to-play meta, but in my opinion their uses don't really make sense to me at the moment, so I think some changes could be made. Before we begin, I would like to address that I make weekly videos about the free-to-play world, so if you enjoy this type of content, feel free to hit the subscribe button. And also, thanks to everyone that has subscribed already, because in the past week I've gained over 300 new followers and that is simply amazing. Item number 1, the Skull Scepter. Let's kick off this list with an item that does already have in use in free-to-play, but still has the potential to be more useful. The Skull Scepter is a free-to-play weapon with magic attack and defense bonuses, but weaker than a regular elemental staff. It has a special effect which teleports you to the entrance of the Stronghold of Security in Barbarian Village, but needs to be charged with skull pieces obtained in the Stronghold. It is interesting that this magical weapon is not considered as an actual staff, because it is not possible to auto-cast any spells with it. But here comes the thing, what if it did? If we take a look at existing staffs in free-to-play, we can see that there's only 6 at the moment. A regular staff, magic staff, and the 4 elemental staffs. They all have the option to auto-cast spells, however, these only include elemental spells like strikes, bolts, and blasts. Many free-to-play players have asked for a Skull Scepter upgrade to make it able to auto-cast spells, but not elemental spells like the regular staffs. There is another combat spell in free-to-play that would perfectly fit this scepter, Crumble Undead. Currently, it is not possible to autocast this spell with any free-to-play item, while in Member Worlds this is possible with items like the Staff of the Dead or a Slayer Staff. Giving the Skull Scepter the option to autocast Crumble Undead would help free-to-play players by making it easier to use the spell, but it won't change any meta since the Skull Scepter has lower bonuses than elemental staffs and doesn't provide unlimited runes. Item number 2, the Shaymin Mask. Since the release of Ogrish Shaymins and Warriors in December 2017, this new item is one of the rarest pieces of equipment to obtain in the free world. Not much is known about the Shaymin Mask, only that it has a drop rate of 1 in 1200 by both Ogrish Shaymins and Warriors, and it shares the same bonuses as an Iron Full Helm. Now, if I have to be completely honest, this item sounds like it definitely deserves an upgrade if you think about how hard it is to get. It is also worth 10,000 coins, incredibly rare, and it only acts as an Iron Full Helm, which can be bought for 50 coins or even be picked up for free in the lava maze. But what kind of upgrade does it deserve? Well, we all know that a very controversial subject in free-to-play is to change the meta, so that is something I am not trying to achieve. What we could do is to match the stats of a Shaymin Mask to the Rune Full Helm, so that players who have obtained this item can wear it with pride and don't lose any defensive bonuses. Or we could take a look at the difference between a Rune 2 Hand Sword and the Hill Giant Club. Here you can see that the Rune 2 Hand is slightly stronger, however the Hill Giant Club has a higher crush attack. This could also be done with the Shaymin Mask and Rune Full Helm. Make the Rune Full Helm slightly better than the Shaymin Mask, but give the Shaymin Mask a better crush defense. If you don't like this idea, another option would be to make it possible combining this mask with the Skull Scepter that we just talked about. Maybe this should trigger the effect of allowing autocast Crumble Undead, or maybe even match the stats of his Skull Scepter with the elemental staffs. Item number 3, Bryovita's Staff. This is a weird item to be on the list since it is not even a free-to-play item, but that is exactly the upgrade it needs. As we all know, free-to-play currently has 2 bosses, Obor and Bryovita. They both have a special drop. Obor drops the Hill Giant Club and Bryovita drops the Bryovita's Essence, which can be combined with the Battle Staff to create Bryovita's Staff. Now, why is this not a free item in the first place? I mean, these bosses were both made for free-to-play, right? I assume Jagex did this to encourage players becoming a member, which I can totally understand because they need members. But what would change if this item would actually become free-to-play? Let's first talk about the use of the staff. It requires 30 attack and magic to wield and it can hold 1000 nature runes. When the staff is equipped, there's a 1 in 15 chance of not consuming the nature runes, which will save some GP in the long run. It has an attack and defense bonus of plus 15 in magic, so yes, this staff would actually become the new free-to-play meta for Magic. Now personally, I don't see the problem in this because Magic currently only has level 1 gear in free-to-play, so it would give the skill more to go for. But once again, we shouldn't mess too much with the free-to-play meta. Another problem is the way you craft the staff. Only members can do this since battle staffs are not available in free-to-play. Now I can see this being solved by adding an NPC to the Varrock sewers who can craft the staff for you in return for a fee. Now I have to say that the staff would become the most expensive item you can receive from a monster by far in a free-to-play world, so the fee shouldn't be too cheap. This way, free-to-play players can obtain the staff but not make too much profit. But to be honest, making this item free-to-play is a pretty big thing, so I don't see it happen anytime soon. Item number 4. Clue Scroll Feat and Cape rewards. I am super happy that free-to-play has clue scrolls now, because back in the day, this was something we could only dream of. But what I'm personally really sad about is that most equipment is purely cosmetic. If I take a look at the beginner clue rewards, I can see some items that could be matched with existing items in free-to-play. So it will not change the meta, but give people a better reason to go for these items, because then they actually have a use. The items I am speaking of in particular are the Mole and Frog Slippers, Bear and Demon Feet, and the Yester Cape. Now I guess we could also give the Parrot a small defensive bonus, but if we do that, we should also be able to kill it. No, of course, just kidding. No, but seriously though, making these rewards for the feet slot match leather boots and the Yester Cape match a regular cape would make these items so much more interesting to use. It is not a big change, but a really nice one in my opinion. Item number 5. Wine of Zamorak. For me, this item is a big mystery. As far as I know, it only has a use in member worlds, but yet it is available in free-to-play. Why? Well, okay, I guess you could say that there is a use. Sell it to the Grand Exchange. I know that it's a way to make money, but that doesn't give the item itself an actual use. So I would really like to think of something that would give the Wine of Zamorak a purpose in free-to-play. To be honest though, I have no idea what it could serve for. Since in member worlds it can only be used to make potions for herblore, maybe free-to-play players should be given the option taking it to the apothecary and receive a potion in return, just like strength, anti-poison and energy potions. Item number 6. Brass Necklace. This necklace is free-to-play and literally has no use since it has no stat bonuses or special effects when worn. Like I stated before, I'm not trying to give all the items a purpose just because they all need to be 100% useful, but I'm simply theorizing about possibilities. So I was thinking, perhaps it could be combined with a brass key, so you save an inventory slot when you're going to kill hill giants. Or even better, what if it could hold giant keys? This way, you will not lose any more inventory space when you're hunting keys at hill giants, but of course, this is only one of my thoughts. Item number 7, Muddy Key. To finish off the list, I think the Muddy Key is a very interesting item to talk about. Let me explain why. Currently, a Muddy Key is worth about 5,000 coins in the Grand Exchange. The use of this key is to take it to the lava maze in the Wildy and open a chest for rewards. However, these rewards have less value than the costs for buying the key, and the chest reward is always 100% the same. Now, this can't be the purpose of an item like this, right? Let's be honest. Players have to go all the way to the end of the free-to-play wilderness only to find a handful of rewards that will never give them profit anyway. The items you get when you open the chest are an Uncut Ruby, Mithril Bar, Mithril Dagger, Anchovy Pizza, 2 Law Runes, 2 Death Runes, and 10 Chaos Runes. To make the concept of opening chests for a reward interesting, my suggestion would be to give it an additional random drop. There should be some kind of a drop table, just like for example the Crystal or Grubby Key do in member worlds. Now once again, I'm not saying that it needs to be a new overpowered way to make money, but if it offers different loots, it will be much more fun to open the chest. So keep all rewards the same, but add one additional roll to the chest from a list of items. This way, there's a chance to make some profit from the chest, and maybe Ironman could get their hands on a useful item they normally wouldn't. But which items do we need to add? Well, I have no idea, but perhaps you could come up with something. So please let me know in the comments if you do. Alright then guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it because I had a lot of fun working on it. If you want to see more videos about free-to-play, then feel free to check out some other videos on my channel. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. I upload videos every week, so then you won't miss a thing. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.